Namaste children. Today we are going to discuss the concept of the materials, metals and non-metals. In our daily life we observe many materials. Every day we are observing the many materials in our life. Even though we are replacing them also. Like utensils, like vehicles, like many things we are using. So in that materials, some look very shiny, some are very dull. Some are very hard in nature, some are very soft in nature. Some materials will conduct the electricity, some materials will not conduct the electricity. Like many materials are there. So here, in this lesson, we are going to divide the materials based upon their physical properties or based upon their chemical properties into two types. They are metals and as well as non-metals. Here, the definition of the metals. As we discussed just now, some are very hard, some are very shiny, some are produces sound. Based upon some physical properties, we divided the metals. So actually, what is a metal? What properties it will show? Let's see with the help of a definition here. The materials which are hard, lustrous, malleable, ductile, sonorous, and good conductors of heat and electricity are called metals. So means here the materials which are hard in nature and which are shiny, which we can make into sheets and we can make them into wires, long wires, sonorous, which will produce a sound, and even the material will conduct the heat and as well as electricity. So based upon these properties, if any material is showing these properties, we can say them as metals. For example, copper, aluminium, iron, gold, silver, etc. So here this is about the metals and this is the definition of the metals and these are some examples of the metals. Here this is the definition of the non-metal. So we discussed about the metals and what are the properties it is showing. Now look at here the definition of the non-metals. The materials which are very soft, dull and brittle, non-sonorous, non-ductile, and even it is a back conductor of heat and electricity are called non-metals. So non-metals we can found in three states: liquid, solid, gases. Here the examples of the non-metals are sulfur, phosphorus, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. So what is the definition here actually? Means the materials which are very soft in nature and which are very dull, means which is not lustrous, looks very dull, and a brittle. If you want to make them into sheets, thin sheets of the plate, thin sheets, if you are hammering, they will be break into pieces. Like metals, it will not show the property of the malleability. They are non-sonorous. When you are hitting the materials with some other hard object, if it is producing the property we can call it sonorous. Metals will show the property of the sonorous, whereas non-metals will not show the property of this not sonorous. And coming to the non-ductility, we cannot make them into wires, whereas in metals we can make them into small or very thin wires. But when we are doing in case of non-metals, it is not possible. And even here, if you observe, the materials which do not conduct the heat and as well as the electricity, whereas in metals they will conduct the electricity and as well as the heat. So like this, we can divide the materials into non-metals based upon these conditions. So these are the examples. We divided the materials into metals and non-metals. Now we are going to study about the physical properties of the metals and as well as the non-metals. Based upon these physical properties, we can identify What are the metals? What are the non-metals? So let's discuss individually one by one. Here, this is one of the physical property of the materials. Based upon this physical property, we can classify the materials into two types, metals and non-metals. Means, if any material is showing the property of the hardness, they can call as a metals. So like aluminum, silver, gold, copper, etc. So, is every metal will maintain the hardness? No. There are some exceptions also there. Means, the sodium and potassium are the materials. They are very soft in nature. Even though they are considered to the metals, but they are not maintaining the hardness property. We can cut this sodium and potassium with the help of knife. So, except the sodium and potassium, all the materials or all the metals which show the property of the hardness. Coming to the non-metals, the materials which are very soft in nature, we can call them as non-metals. Is every non-metal is soft only? No. Exception is there inside also. Diamond is very hard non-metal. Diamond is very hard metal, hard non-metal. So here we can say that is sulfur, phosphorus, carbon, etc. These are the materials which are very soft in nature, but except a diamond, this diamond is very hard in nature. So this will come under the non-metals. Here, this is the second property of the materials. What is malleability? Malleability is nothing but the materials can be beaten into thin sheets. So if any materials are converting into thin sheets by hammering, that process we can call as malleability. If the materials which are showing the property of the malleability, we can call them as metals. Like in our daily life, we are packing the food with the help of the aluminum foil, as we know that is. So this aluminum foil is an example of the malleability. Even though gold or silver, we can make them into thin sheets and we can use them into making of the ornaments. So like that. And coming to the non-metals. Non-metals are the materials which are brittle in nature. Means in order to convert them into malleable or making them into thin sheets by hammering, they will be break into pieces. So means they are not showing the property of the malleability. So like this we can divide metals and non-metals based upon the process of the malleability. Third property is ductility. What is meant by ductility? The materials which are drawn into wires is called ductility. So in the materials, if any materials is showing the property of the ductility, we can call them metals. You can observe this ductility property in our daily life also. If you observe the current supplying wire, which is showing the property of the ductility, like copper and aluminum. And here one fact is there. We can make 1 gram of gold wire into 2 kilometer length of the wire. So like this, the metals will show the property of the ductility. Whereas non-metals, will not show the property of the ductility. If you are trying to do also, they will not suggestible to drawn into the voice. Fourth property is sonorous. What is meant by sonorous? The materials which produces a ringing sound when stuck with hard materials are called sonorous. You can observe this sonorous property in our daily life also. When we are hitting the vessels with any hard surface or hard material, it will produce a sound. You can observe the school bell, church bell, ringing. Any bell you observe will produce a ringing sound. So based upon the sound also we can divide the materials into two types. The materials which are showing the property of the sonorous are called metals. The materials which doesn't show the property of the sonorous or sonority, we can call them as non-metals. The fifth property is lustrous. In our daily life we observe many materials are there. Some are look dull, some are look very shiny. For example, vessels, utensils we are using in our daily life, they look very shiny. Even we can see our faces instead of paints also. And if you observe the gold ornaments and silver ornaments, whatever the ornaments you are wearing, that are very shiny in nature. So here this is the criteria we are following. The materials which are in very shiny nature or which are showing the property of the lustrous are called metals. Like gold, silver, etc. And coming to the non-metals, the materials which are dull in nature or which is not showing the property of the lustrous, they can call them as non-metals. And here one point is there, is diamond is metal or non-metal? Yes, diamond is a non-metal. Here that is, exception is here, diamond. Why? Because diamond is a non-metal, but even though it is showing the property of lustrous, means very shiny in nature. Now we are going to discuss another property of the materials, physical state. By seeing the physical state of the materials, we can classify them into metals and non-metals. So generally metals are solids. Metals are solids. Except one metal, that is mercury. Mercury is in the form of liquid at the room temperature. Mercury is in liquid state. So, except mercury, remaining all materials or all the metals are solids in nature. Coming to the non-metals. Non-metals we find in nature in the form of solids, liquids, gases. And the solids, you know, that is phosphorus, sulfur, carbon, etc. And coming to the liquids, bromine. Coming to the gases, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. So like this, we can find many materials or many non-metals in the form of three states. So like based upon this physical state of the materials, we can classify them into metals and non-metals. Heat conduction. In materials, some of the materials will allow the heat to pass through it, some will not allow the heat to pass through it. So based upon the heat conduction also, we divide the materials into two types, metals and non-metals. The materials which allow the heat to pass through it is easily are called metals. The materials which doesn't allow, means which resist the heat conduction, is called non-metals. So silver is the best heat conductor, followed by the copper and the aluminum. So in our utensils, mainly we use copper and aluminum metals or materials for the process of the heat conduction for cooking of the food. Whereas non-metals will not allow the heat conduction. In metals, lead is the poor conductor of the heat. In metals, lead is the poor conductor of the heat. The non-metals will not allow the heat conduction except diamond. Diamond is a good conductor of the heat, even though it is a non-metal. The next property is electrical conduction. What is meant by electrical conduction means the material which allow the electricity to pass through it. So based upon the electrical conduction, we divide the materials into two types, metals and non-metals. So the materials which shows the property of the electrical conduction means which allow the electricity to pass through it are called metals. The materials which doesn't show the property of the electrical conduction or it doesn't allow the electricity to pass through it are called non-metal. In metals, iron and mercury are the poorest electrical conduction or poorest electrical conduction metals. Means which offers the more resistance here. Whereas in non-metals, graphite is the good conductor of electricity or which allows the electricity to pass through it, which is showing the property of electrical conduction. So even though it is non-metal, which is showing the electrical conduction. Like this, based upon the electrical conduction, we can classify the material. Here, this is a property we are going to study, melting point and as well as boiling point. So different materials will show different boiling points and as well as melting points. So look at here, tungsten. Tungsten is a metal which is showing the melting point is 3400 degree Celsius, means which will be melts at that temperature, means which is having the highest boiling point. Like that, metals will show the highest boiling point or highest melting points. Whereas sodium and potassium also metals only, but they are having the melting point at 100 degrees Celsius. Coming to the non-metals, non-metals will melt at the lowest temperatures. They are having the lowest boiling points also. But look at here, sulfur, it will be melts at 190 degrees Celsius. Whereas graphite is having the melting point of 3700 degrees Celsius. If you observe the metals, in metals, gallium will melt when you are keeping on a palm. Like that, different materials, different metals will show the different boiling points and melting points. Based upon the boiling points and melting points, we can classify them into metals and non-metals.